dolls do you think this is? You'll find out at the end of the video. Hi guys, it's Cindy here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing an All My Dolls video. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but I decided to do it today because I now have every single American Girl doll. I'm so happy. And yeah, I'm going to show you all of them and tell you guys a little bit about them all. This is Kirsten Larson. She is from 1854 and she has the classic mold blonde hair and blue eyes. And her story, she moves to America from Sweden and she goes and helps on her uncle's farm. And she released in 1986 and retired in 2010, and I got her in 2017. Next is Samantha Parkington. Samantha is from 1904 and lives in New York, and her story, she meets Nellie O'Malley, and she has a lot of adventures in New York, and she's an orphan. So Samantha came out in 1986 and retired in 2009, sorry, only to come back in 2014. This is Molly McIntyre. Molly McIntyre is from 1944, Illinois, and in her story, her dad goes to fight in World War II as a doctor, and she has to deal with all the changes that the war brings. She released in 1986 and retired in 2013. Next is Felicity Merriman. Felicity is from 1774 in Williamsburg, Virginia, and in her story, her best friend is a loyalist, but her families are patriots, so she has to deal with all the political tension going on in her town. Oh, and she came out in 1991 and retired in 2000. This is Addie Walker. I renamed mine Beth, but Addie is from 1864, and she is a slave, but she escapes slavery and moves into a new life in Philadelphia. Addie came out in 1993 and is still available. This is Coral, Just Like You, #1, and she released in 1995 and retired in 2000. This is Amelia, Just Like You, #2, and she came out in 1995 and retired in 2012. This is Pleasant, Just Like You, #3, and she came out in 1995 and retired in 2000. This is Teddy, Just Like You, #4, and she came out in 1995 and retired in 2011. And she was the only doll to have this face mold. This is Dusk, Just Like You, #5. She released in 1995 and retired in 2008. This is Fia, Just Like You, #6, and she came out in 1995 and retired in 2008. This is Brianna, Just Like You, #7. She released in 1995 and retired in 2010. This is Jupiter, Just Like You, #8. She retired in 2008, but she came out in 1995. This is Naru, Just Like You, #9. She came out in 1995 and retired in 2004. This is Alexis, Just Like You, #10, and she came out in 1995 and retired in 2002. I meant 4. Whatever. This is Akemi, Just Like You, #11, and she came out in 1995 and retired in 2000. This is Harper, Just Like You, #12, and she came out in 1995 and retired in 2015. And she is an exact copy of Gwen Thompson. This is Anna, Just Like You, #13. She came out in 1995 and is still available today. This is Bridget, Just Like You, #14. She came out in 1995 and retired in 2013. This is Michelle, Just Like You, #15. She came out in 1995 and retired in 2007. This is Ivy, Just Like You, #16. She came out in 1995 and is still available today. This is Brooke. She's #17. She came out in 1995 and retired in 2013. This is Michaela. She's Just Like You, #18. She came out in 1995 and retired in 2008, and she's the first doll with textured bangs. This is Lindley, Just Like You, #19. She came out in 1995 and is still available today. This is Mary, Just Like You, #20. She came out in 1995 and retired in 2004. This is Josefina Montoya. She came out in 1997 and is still available today, and she was the first doll to come with the Josefina face mold, and her story revolves around her mom dying, but her Aunt Tia comes to stay. This is Kit. She came out in 2000 and is still available. Her real name's Margaret, and she had a movie where she was played by Abigail Breslin that came out in 2008. And in her story, she's from 1932, and her dad loses his job, so she has to deal with the Great Depression. This is Lindsay, Girl of the Year 2001. She came out in 2001 and retired in 2002. She was the first ever Girl of the Year, and her story revolved around her misadventures as she tried to make things perfect. This is Shelly, Just Like You 21. She came out in 2001 and is still available. This is Kaya. She came out in 2002 and is still available today. And in her story, she's from 1764 and tries to learn lessons while living in the Native American tribe. This is Kaylee Hopkins. She was Girl of the Year 2003. She came out in 2003, retired in 2004, and in her story, she had to save the tide pools, which she loved. This is Veronica. She's Just Like You, number 22. She came out in 2004 and retired in, she's not retired actually, she's still available. This is Autumn. She is Just Like You, number 23, who retired in Nowhere and came out in 2004. This is Abigail. She's Just Like You, number 24, and she came out in 2004 and is still available. This is Nellie O'Malley, Samantha's best friend. She came out in 2004 and retired in 2009. She was the first best friend doll, and yeah, she came out to coincide with the release of Samantha's movie, Samantha: An American Girl Holiday, in 2004. This is Marisol Luna. She came out in 2005. She was the Girl of the Year 2005. And her story was about her moving to the suburbs from Chicago and having to deal with her new town having no dance school. This is Sheremy, Just Like You, number 25. She came out in 2005 and is still available. This is May, Just Like You, number 26. She came out in 2005 and is still available. This is Elizabeth Cole. Elizabeth was the best friend of Felicity, and she came out in 2005 and retired in 2011. And her story, she was Felicity's best friend and came out to coincide with the release of Felicity's movie, Felicity: An American Girl Adventure, in 2005. This is Jess McConnell. She was Girl of the Year 2006 and came out in 2006 and was only available for that year. And Jess's story was about her going to Belize and going on an adventure with a new friend. This is Ada. She's Just Like You, number 27, and she came out in 2006 and retired in Nowhere because she's still available. I forgot. This is Spring. She's Just Like You, number 28, and she came out in 2006. This is Emily Bennett, Molly's friend from England. She came out in 2006 to coincide with the release of Molly's movie, Molly: An American Girl on the Home Front, and she retired in 2013 with Molly. This is Nikki. Nikki was Girl of the Year 2007, and she was only available that year. In her story, Nikki had to train a service dog named Sprocket and had to learn when to say no. This is Julie Albright. Julie came out in 2007 and is still available. And in her story, Julie loves basketball, and she had to, when she moved to a new school, she had to fight for her right to make it on the basketball team. And she was in a movie, Ivy and Julie, 1976, A Happy Balance, which is available on Amazon Prime. This is Ivy Ling. Ivy is Julie's best friend and came out in 2007, which is the only time best friend dolls came out at the same time. And Ivy was the best friend doll to be a focus of her own movie, Ivy and Julie, 1976, A Happy Balance, where she was played by Disney Channel star Nina Liu. This is Mia St. Clair. Mia was Girl of the Year 2008. In her story, she got a new figure skating coach and loves figure skating and had to deal with her family's financial problems too. Mia also had her own video game and was the only Girl of the Year to do so. This is Rufy Smithens, Kit's best friend. who came out in 2008 to coincide with the release of Kate Kittredge and American Girl in theaters. Ruthie is pretty rich and is pretty well off considering the Great Depression's happening, and she likes imagining fairy tales. This is Madison, just like you, number 29, and she came out in 2008. This is Sierra, just like you, number 30, and she came out in 2008 and retired in 2017. This is Serenity, just like you, number 31. She came out in 2008 and is still available. This is Venus, just like you, number 32. She came out in 2008 and retired in 2014. This is Krista Maxwell, Girl of the Year 2009. Her story dealt with her going to a new school and having to face some bullying, and she was also the first Girl of the Year to have her own movie, Krista Stands Strong, where she was played by Sammy Hannah-Raddy. This is Gwen Thompson. Gwen was one of Krista's best friend dolls. She had two, and is also a complete copy of Just Like You, number 12, and she was available in 2009, and Gwen was homeless but found a friend in Krista. This is Sonali Matthews, Krista's other best friend. Sonali used to be one of the mean girls, but then she had a change of heart and became friends with Krista. This is Becky Rebecca Rubin. She came out in 2009 and is still available, and in her story, she is living in New York and is Jewish and wants to be an actress, but her traditional parents don't really like that idea. This is Pearl, just like you, number 33. She released in 2009 and is still available. This is Christine, just like you, number 34. She released in 2009 and is still available. Just kidding, she retired in 2014. It slipped my mind. This is Shyla, just like you, number 35. She released in 2009 and is still available. This is Rose, just like you, number 36. She released in 2009, retired in 2012. This is Libby, just like you, number 37. She released in 2009 and retired in 2017. This is Danielle, just like you, number 38. She released in 2009 and retired in 2015. This is Kennedy, just like you, number 39, and she released in 2009. This is Delilah, just like you, number 40. She released in 2009. This is Sunny, just like you, number 41. She released in 2009 and retired in 2016. This is Rachel, just like you, number 42. She released in 2009. This is Allison, just like you, number 43. She released in 2009 and retired in 2016. This is Summer, just like you, number 44. She released in 2009. This is Amara, just like you, number 45, and she released in 2009, retired in 2012. This is Kara, just like you, number 46. She released in 2009 and retired in 2015, and her design was reused for Girl of the Year 2017, Gabriella McBride. This is Ocean. She's just like you, number 47, and she released in 2009. This is Vanessa, just like you, number 48, and she released in 2009 and retired in 2012. This is April, just like you, number 49, and she released in 2009 and is still available. This is Sugar, just like you, number 50, and she released in 2009, retired in 2012. This is Audra, just like you, number 51, and she released in 2009. This is Just Like You, number 52, Ella, and she released in 2009. This is Lainey. She was Girl of the Year 2010 and was only available that year, and her story revolved around her loving nature and gardening, but her family just preferred to stay outdoors, but her dreams came true when her Aunt Hannah came to visit and she got to plant her own garden. This is Kanani. She was Girl of the Year 2011, and her story, she lives in Hawaii, but her cousin from New York came to visit, and she had to learn how to spread the aloha spirit to everyone, even her cousin. This is Maisie, just like you, number 53, and she released in 2011. This is Hope, just like you, number 54, and she released in 2011. This is Eliza, just like you, number 55, and she released in 2011. This is Amber, just like you, number 56, and she released in 2011. This is Daisy, just like you, number 57, and she released in 2011. These two are Cecile and Marie Grace, and they shared their own story. They both lived in New Orleans during 1853, and they fought the yellow fever epidemic. They both were released in 2011, and both retired in 2014. This is McKenna Brooks, Girl of the Year 2012, and her story revolves around her being a gymnast, and she also had a learning disability, and she had to figure out how to get better at reading. She also had her own movie, McKenna Shoots for the Stars, where she was played by Jade Pettyjohn, who went on to become a successful actor on Nickelodeon. This is Stephanie. She's Just Like You, number 58, and she released in 2012. This is Caroline. She's from 1812, and she released in 2012. And in her story, her dad gets captured by the British during the War of 1812, and she has to fight to get her dad back. This is Sage Copeland. She was Girl of the Year 2013, and in her story, she had to fight the Save the Arts program in her school, and she also had a movie where she was played by Sydney Fulmer. This is Sydney, Just Like You, number 59, and she released in 2013. This is Jade, Just Like You, number 60, and she released in 2013. This is Isabel. She was Girl of the Year 2014, and in her story, she was accepted into a dance school, and she liked to dance, and she had to adjust to challenges and also find a new love for design. She also had a movie where she was played by Canadian Erin Pitt. Yes, an American Girl doll played by a Canadian. This is Scarlett, Just Like You, number 61. She released in 2014. This is Grace Thomas, Girl of the Year 2015. In her story, she is a baker who travels to Paris and is inspired to learn how to cook French foods. Grace also had a movie where she was played by Olivia Rodrigo, who went on to star in her own Disney Channel show. This is Olive, Just Like You, number 62, and she released in 2015. This is Parker, Just Like You, number 63, and she released in 2015. This is Peggy, Just Like You, number 64, and she released in 2015. This is Mary Ellen. She is a Be Forever doll from 1954 and was the first doll exclusive to the Be Forever line. In her story, Mary Ellen is full of imagination, and she uses her creative instincts to make positive change in her community. And she also had an Amazon Prime special, Extraordinary Christmas, where she was played by Olivia Allen Lind. This is Leah Clark, Girl of the Year 2016. Leah traveled to Brazil to see her brother, and she likes photography, and she learned to love animals and nature. Leah also had her own movie, Leah to the Rescue, which wasn't based on her books, and she was played by Maggie Elizabeth Jones. Another American Girl line of dolls, the Wellie Wishers, came out in 2016, and I have them all, and I'll show them to you. This is Willa. She likes animals and gardening. This is Ashlyn. She's the diva of the group and likes party planning and princesses. This is Camille. She is an aspiring mermaid, and she likes swimming. This is Kendall, the most adventurous of the group, and she likes to invent and create things. This is Emerson, who loves singing, dancing, performing. And this is my custom Wellie Wisher, Ayaka. This is Melody Ellison. She came out in 2016, and she is from 1963, and likes to sing and fights for her rights in the civil rights movement. And she also had an Amazon Prime special where she was played by Marsai Martin, who is a star on the ABC show Blackish. This is Emerald, who is Just Like You, number 65, and she released in 2016. This is Maya, Just Like You, number 66, and she released in 2016. This is Gabriella McBride. She was Girl of the Year 2017, and she likes poetry and dancing and uses the arts to save her arts center and overcome her stutter. This is Tenny Grant. She was a contemporary character who came out in 2017 and retired in 2018, and she was an aspiring singer who started a band. This is Logan Everett, American Girl's first official boy doll. He came out in 2017, retired in 2018, and he likes to play the drums and was the drummer for Tenny. This is Zi Yang. She was an aspiring filmmaker and a contemporary character who came out in 2017 and retired in 2018. This is Destiny, Just Like You, number 67. She came out in 2017. This is Chelsea, Just Like You, number 68. She released in 2017. This is Celeste, Just Like You, number 69, and she released in 2017. This is Tara, Just Like You, number 70, and she released in 2017. This is Quinn. She is Just Like You, number 71, and she released in 2017. This is Luna, Just Like You, number 72, and she released in 2017. This is Faith, Just Like You, number 73, and she released in 2017. This is Nenea Mitchell. She is from 1941, and she likes hula dancing, and she has to cope with the fact that Pearl Harbor is going on and war strikes in her community. And she released in 2017. This is Julian, Just Like You, number 74, and he released in 2017. This is Joey, Just Like You, number 75, and he released in 2017. This is Nino, Just Like You, number 76, and he released in 2017. This is Miles, Just Like You, number 77, and he released in 2017. This is Luciana Vega, Girl Leader 2018. She loves space and attends space camp, and she wants to be the first girl on Mars. This is Devin, Just Like You, 78, and she came out in 2018. This is Christina, Just Like You, number 79, and she came out in 2018. This is Ariana, Just Like You, number 80, and she came out in 2018. This is Blair, Girl Leader 2019, and her story is about her dealing with her new lactose intolerance while planning a wedding and helping out in the community. And these last 5 dolls are my custom dolls. This is Jessica. She's Just Like You, number 13, with freckles and a prosthetic leg. This is Sarah, my Create Your Own doll. This is Marinette, a Just Like You, number 23, who is modified to look like Marinette Dupain-Cheng from Miraculous Ladybug, my favorite show. This is Adrian Agreste. He was made to look like Adrian from Miraculous Ladybug, and he was a number 19 originally. And last but not least, this is Emma, who was a Just Like You, number 19 originally, but she turned into Marinette and Adrian's future kid that Marinette over here always fantasizes about. So these are all of my dolls. Drumroll please. I have 128 American Girl dolls, and I love them all, and I'm so happy I got to show every single American Girl doll ever made, and then some to you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!